The Rock Lobsters have been the cardiac crustaceans as of late already, but with a considerable step up in competition, will they be able to keep up their winning ways, and will they be able to keep our blood pressure down while doing it? Good evening, Crustacean Nation, and welcome back to the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Tonight, the 3-1-2 Carolina Thunderbirds take on your 7-1 Athens Rock Lobsters in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Here you take a look at the standings. Let's take a look at these two closely matched teams. The top team in the Continental Division going up against the fourth-place team. We're going to throw it to the Carolina broadcast for the national anthem.
Fans, please rise if you're able and join your Carolina Thunderbirds in Great Brook Technologies in a moment of silence to remember the individuals that made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Thank you. Great Brook Technologies offers a comprehensive suite of industrial automation, integration, and motor control services. Visit Great Brook Technologies at greatbrook.com. Thunderbirds fans, please help us recognize tonight's special service member of the game, David Lefchick. David is a 29-year active duty member of the North Carolina National Guard who currently serves as Commander Sergeant Major for the 505 Engineers Battalion. The Carolina Thunderbirds thank you for your service. The Carolina Thunderbirds ask that you remain standing and remove your caps for the national anthem, brought to you by the American Elevator Company. Performed tonight by Betty Tilley.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs burst in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem. We'll get back to the task at hand, talking about this closely competitive matchup. We start the night with the Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show, where we'll reminisce about the nervy weekend last week against the Monroe Moccasins. Both games took free hockey to find a winner, but whether it be a Garrett Milan stunner in overtime on Thursday or the team's first ever shootout victory on Saturday, the Rock Lobsters found a way to get it done. The biggest reason why Athens had the edge in their last game was a first-star performance from Josh Rosenzweig, who stood on his head in his return to play from a shoulder injury that kept him out for 6 games. He made 30 saves, some of them early save-of-the-year contenders, and then he stopped both Moccasin shots in the shootout to secure the 2 points in Monroe. Before overtime, though, it was the usual suspects stepping up big for head coach Steve Martinson, Garrett Milan and Carter Shinkarik, but this time they came up big on the power play. After a Thursday night game where the Rock Lobsters went 0 for 12 on the man advantage, they followed up with 2 power play goals on Saturday through the 2 most senior leaders of the squad. Of course, a lot of these fans will have their mind on who's available, and we'll get to that now with the Piedmont Athens Regional Injury Report. Unfortunately, Orca Weisblatt will miss out once again after the injury he suffered. And then non-injury related, Philip Virgili will not be available due to personal reasons. And we're underway here at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Starting lineup brought to you by Akins Ford. Garrett Milan starting in between Cole McKechnie and Malik Johnson. McKechnie in for Orca Weisblatt, coming off his zone injury. Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson. Chance here for Carolina. A fall there from a Thunderbird in their offensive zone. McKechnie trying to break out the Rock Lobsters the other way. Perhaps a surprise for some, starting in net tonight will be Jack Bostet. After a great performance from Josh Rosenzweig, but Bostet coming off a great performance of his own in that Thursday game against Monroe. About a minute through this first period, and the best opportunity has come through Carolina. Our impact player, brought to you by Fan Saves, is going to be Chris Hunt. Chris Hunt, the scorer of that third line with Alden and Justin Portillo. I feel like he's going to be hungry to try and make something happen here as he makes his return to Carolina. Farmer drops it back. Matt Peterson dumps the puck in. Troy Murray able to backhand it up the boards. Portillo, one-touch pass. That looks like an interference if I've ever seen one. Hunter Alden dumps it in. Puck in the corner. Chris Hunt getting tangled up there on the near boards with Justin Portillo. Puck breaks loose. Hunter Alden with a shot gets blocked out in front. Better here from this third line of the Rock Lobsters. And there's a stoppage in play. Looks like Justin Portillo already taking a deep look into that Carolina Thunderbirds bench. I had an opportunity to talk with him a couple days ago, asking him if he kind of circles who on the roster he thinks is going to give him any problems, and he said, absolutely, you got to know what's coming. This money line back on for the Rock Lobsters. Shinkarik finds a great pass towards Milan. Milan thought about backhand batting it out of midair. Shinkarik, the captain, over to Robertson. That's a pad save from Cavalieri, a name that's already been giving me some issues as I've tried to study for this game. Garrett Milan dropped down to the ice. Looked like he was looking for a call. Really physical game through the first 3 minutes. Carolina trying to uncork something. Twisting and turning is Gus Ford, who's coming off a hat trick. Wrist shot, catches the glove of Bostet. Puck was loose in the corner. Milan tries to poke it free, not going to get there. And it's eventually poked into the glove of Bostet by Yuri Pastuka, part of this newly reunited Czech line for head coach Steve Harrison. Yuri Pastuka, Peter Panacek, and then Jan Salak, who has just made his return after re-signing back with the Thunderbirds. Standing at 6'5", the man from Czechia. Kolatarsi asks for some help, gets it from Picard. Glukariev on the other side of the net waiting for that pass. Taking a look at this new look second line for the Rock Lobsters. It looks like it's Glukariev, Brandon Picard, and Kaysen Gallant with the absence of Philip Virgili. And we've got an icing here called on the Thunderbirds. 16:02 on the clock. And here come this third line for the Rock Lobsters. A team that has a third line that has played very, very well. Alden, Portillo, and Hunt. But you could tell how hungry they've been lately to score some goals, Portillo especially. Garcia saves one at the line, sends it back up the near boards. Rock Lobsters trying just to get something on Cavalieri there, the reigning FPHL goalie of the year, after a 9-5-2 record and a 92.5 save percentage in the 2023-24 season. Good passing play from the Thunderbirds. Nate Keeley trying to get in past Garcia. Alden trying to kick this puck out of the corner. He's hassled by John Batista, the Carolina captain. He comes out of that scrum with the puck. Pass back wasn't what he was hoping for. It's dumped in by Hunt. And the Rock Lobsters have a chance to kind of catch their breath here. Good play from Milan. Shot comes from Shinkarik on a great play make there from Milan. Another shot, this time from Robertson. McKechnie gets crunched in between two birds, but somehow that puck's kept in by Johnson, but only temporarily. He tries to poke at it. Bostet plays it for Robertson. Switch of play here. Shinkarik backhands it. Over center ice is McKechnie, looking to make an impression in his return from injury. But that pass dribbles past Johnson, and Carolina have a chance to play it into neutral ice. Body check there from Robertson as the puck makes its way behind Bostet. Shinkarik has to be careful there, but careful is Shinkarik's middle name. Pass intercepted, and Gus Ford wheels around the neutral zone before re-entering over the blue line. Wrist shot right into the midsection of Bostet, who makes the save. Gus Ford is one dangerous customer. He's scored 40 goals in the FPHL in 3 different seasons. Last year, 42 goals, 46 assists, and 88 points. We'll take it to a commercial break.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Welcome back to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Home of the Thunderbirds, which started up in 2017, have won a Commissioner's Cup in just their second season, and have finished as runners-up in the last 2 seasons. So with all due respect to the teams the Rock Lobsters have played on the campaign thus far, a big step up in competition. Taking a look at this second line for the Rock Lobsters, in Virgili's absence, it looks like Picard is taking the draws for this second line, and they'll enter cleanly here. Cason Gallant trying to get in the back of Jordan Gagnon. We've seen a lot of quick transitioning from both teams in the early going. Carolina fighting to keep that puck in at the line. Gagnon with a pass behind him. Puck gets taken into the near corner by Jan Salak. And pardon me, this is Yuri Pastuka who tries the wraparound shot real quick. And then Daniil Glukaryov able to send the Rock Lobsters the other way, but only temporarily. More fluidity from the early going from this Thunderbirds team as we see a slapper saved by Bostet. See a change for both teams. Puck behind the net of Cavalieri. His first action back since his suspension. Puck takes an awkward bounce off the end boards. Garcia tries to backhand it. Thunderbirds making life stressful for the new 23-year-old. Neither side looking that convincing just yet, but the Thunderbirds have had more of the scoring chances through the first roughly 8 minutes. Garcia tries to poke that out of the grasp of Farmer. Slapped off the glass, and Ford has been a settling presence in the neutral zone for Carolina in the early going. Into the corner, and King will chase. A shot from distance comes from the stick of Gordon Whalen, but Bostet saw it the whole way. Shots 5-3 in favor of Carolina. And this first 8 minutes and change has really just kind of flown by. Hasn't been a ton of stoppages just yet. McKechnie comes in to take the draw. McKechnie over the line. Garrett Milan unleashes a wrister. It took an awkward deflection, and McKechnie almost had a chance to poke it into an open net. Good work from Malik Johnson. He gets a couple shoves up high for his hard work. Cavalieri tries to help it on its way. Milan gets to the loose puck. Sends Gus Ford to the ice. Trying the highlight reel play. Eventually gets it to his teammate Robertson. Shinkarik. Back over to the big man, Arister. Pinballs to the far boards. And Carolina is going to be able to pop this balloon. This puck is moving quick tonight, I tell you what. Joe Kennedy eases that one to the opposite blue line. Joe Colatarsi having his stick held back illegally. Gallant trying to find a pass towards Casey Gallant. A good bit of improvisation. And Gallant will backhand it towards the Russian, Glukaryov. Trouble here for the Rock Lobsters, a 2-on-1, and a chance here. Great step from Troy Murray to get in front of that potential shot from Yuri Pastuka. Best opportunity of the period, and yet a shot didn't end up even getting fired. Casey Gallant, again, trying to find that floater into Picard. Calamity in the corner. Thunderbirds come out with it. A little bit of a how do you do before the puck gets sent the length of the ice. No icing, says the referee. Justin Portillo. Big man has some moves, but loses his handle. And another big opportunity on a breakaway, forehand, backhand. What a save from Bostet on the breakaway from Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp comes out of it once again, loses his handle this time. A couple of back-to-back breakaway chances for the Thunderbirds. This time it's Schnapp who gets stuffed by Jack. Broken stick on the ice, so a little bit of a road hazard here. Shinkarik pins Keeley to the boards in front of the Thunderbird bench, and James Farmer sends it into the zone for the Thunderbirds. into the side netting. Awkward for the Rock Lobsters to deal with. Pass back to Farmer. Rister gets blocked by McKechnie. Another block. This time it's Milan. Can the Rock Lobsters spring forward here? McKechnie, little bit of a toe drag. Rister, puck loose out in front. Wow, what a couple of back-to-back saves from Cavalieri, showing why he's the reigning FPHL goalie of the year. A great opportunity, the best of the game thus far for the Rock Lobsters. And the net comes off its moorings as Cavalieri was pushed across. This broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Akins Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems. We've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust. We specialize in you. And Terrapin Beer Company. Do the right thing always. And I know that there's a bunch of Crustacean Nation doing the right thing tonight out on the Terrapin Tap Room. Not too late for you to make your way over to Terrapin. And a reminder, you don't want to miss out on the best seats for a historic season in the Classic City. Call 706-510-2959 today to lock in your full season or your mini plan tickets before they're gone. Secure your seat in Akins Ford Arena and cheer on your Athens Rock Lobsters. Once again, that number is 706-510-2959. We're getting ready to resume play here with 8:07 left in the first period. A surprise with how physical this game has been. We haven't seen any penalties just yet for either team. Big opportunity for this first line that makes its way back to the ice. The money line, as Steve Martinson poetically calls it. Malik Johnson has some space to make a play. McKechnie helps it into the neutral zone. Garrett Milan tries to get in front of that one, but Danique Drouin sends one into the netting, and play will stop. Rock Lobsters have grown more into this matchup. Looks like we'll do a face-off at center ice. This new look second line of Glukaryov, Picard, and Gallant. We've got a full show tonight. We've got 2 intermission interviews in the second intermission, and of course, our Coach's Corner, which always comes in the first intermission. Hopefully there will be some good vibes to accompany it, as the Rock Lobsters are trying to create some bad vibes here. A shot blocked out in front came from the stick of Peter Panachek. Panachek, a previous teammate of Garrett Milan and Malik Johnson with the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Colatarsi, a long-range loft from center ice. Jordan Gagnon able to spin out of pressure that came from Glukaryov. And Cavalieri will choose to freeze here. Justin Portillo exchanging some pleasantries early on with Jacob Schnapp. And you could see Justin Portillo talking a little trash that only Justin Portillo can. I wonder if it happens here on the faceoff. Not just yet. Carolina choose to go long here. Portillo, who now has the A on his jersey. Chris Hunt can't get that puck off of Keeley. A spill on the far boards from Matt Peterson. And yet Carolina still are able to create a scoring chance as Keeley was able to force the save out of Bostet. But here come the Rock Lobsters, a 2-on-1. Portillo choosing to shoot it himself. He misses high. Awkward floating puck towards Cavalieri, and he's able to handle it. Both teams will make changes. McKechnie, Johnson, and Milan coming back out. Milan has made a habit out of scoring first in games. We'll see if he's able to do that here. As we talked about in our open, a big step up in competition in this Carolina team. And we've seen that from the early going already. Carolina, a team that have been runners-up for the Commissioner's Cup 2 years running now. And if you've paid attention to their media, they haven't really gotten the start that they were looking for in the 2024-25 season. Good save from Shinkarik at the line. Unleashes his lethal wrister that takes a deflection out in front. Carolina have gotten bodies out in front of Cavalieri. It's made his job easy, a job that he's already very adept at doing. Pastuca brings it in himself, trying to take it a further step. Roman Kramer, improvisational backhand that don't think ever made it to Bostet. Malik Johnson looks out in front of him. Decides that the dump is the best option as most of his line was making the change. Jan Salak, the big man at 6'5", out of Czechia. Whistled around the end boards. Johnson on a long shift here, but think that he sees an opportunity to score here and forces a save. Cavalieri able to squeeze the quads and make sure that he closes the 5-hole. Gallant feels the pressure from behind from Salak. Garcia trips on the ice. Man, this first period has flown by, and here comes Garcia, steps out from the D-line and forces the glove save out of Cavalieri. Garcia looking for another call here. Don't think the referees will oblige once again.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Fans, make sure to download the FanSaves app to access exclusive deals from our partners. For example, you can log in now and you can get a free basket of fries from Farm Burger. Download FanSaves and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the Rock Lobsters digital coupon book. Offensive zone draw. Portillo, Alden, and Hunt on for the Rock Lobsters. Garcia and Ocean Weisblatt on the blue line. Got to be careful there. Does John Petita, a pass that Cavalieri ultimately had to play himself. Justin Portillo trying to forecheck. Carolina has slowed down as this period has gone on. Portillo thinking about the wraparound. Puck loose out in front. There's 2 pucks on the ice. What's going on? That's unbelievable there. I mean, a puck was loose out in the crease after Portillo tried the wraparound, and someone from the crowd must have thrown a puck on the ice. I wonder if the Rock Lobsters were able to poke that in, if it was a game that would have even counted. Or a goal that even counted, excuse me. Just flustered. I've never seen that before in any level of this game. Ford able to win the draw. A battle of 2 top-line centers that both wear number 10. And Gus Ford and Garrett Milan, they both stand at 5'8" as well. A lot of similarities between these 2 players. Danique Drouin, puck into the corner. Riley Robertson. Over to Shinkarik. Right back to him. McKechnie jousting here with Joe Kennedy. Shot from Robertson. Takes contact out in front. Robertson will get there first. Johnson draws back a little bit. Fires a wristed pass. Gus Ford with a good move. Takes it over. Glukaryov able to take it the other direction. Offside call will stop any more of a Rock Lobsters move into the area. I think this is about as fast as a first period has gone this season. Puck on the ice. Clay Keeley able to sweep up any mess out of it. Colatarsi over to Troy Murray. Cason Gallant, a young man, a bulldog of a player. Joe Colatarsi behind the net, stomps on the brakes. Back over to Murray. Picard, Gallant, tried the quick pass over to the Russian Glukaryov. Just 60 seconds left out of this first 20 minutes. Schnapp has been a dangerous playmaker thus far. A backhander from from Nate Keeley. And Jack Bostet makes the save once again. Some great goaltender play through the first 19 minutes from both Bostet and Cavalieri. Ty Benton referring to the puck that was thrown onto the ice. It says at least it's not in Nashville where they throw a catfish on the ice. I'm saying at least it's not Monroe where they throw some rubber snakes on the ice. Talk about a first period taking long. Draw one back towards Farmer. Shot out, dealt with, recycled by the Thunderbirds. More long distance, still loose for someone to take a grasp of. That one sails into the protective netting in Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. According to the Carolina Thunderbirds stats. Shots are even at 9 apiece. Offensive zone face-off between the two number 10s. Referee sees a push out of it, doesn't like the way that draw was taken. So we'll do it again. Draw one back. Laser of a wrister. But Bostet has been out in front of everything thus far. Saved at the line by Gagnon. He's brought down to the ice. McKechnie able to sweep it free. Into the final 10 seconds of the period. Wow, a great pass out in front. Wow. Lane King kind of developed a 2-on-1 out of nothing, but a few breakaways from Carolina in this period, and they have not been able to cash in on any of them. Crustacean Nation, if you don't already have your Rock Lobster swag, don't fret, because now's the perfect time to deck yourself out in your new favorite colors. There's a Veterans Day sale happening at the Rock Lobster shop, and items are 15 to 20% off. We're less than a month away from our first home game, and you don't want to show up without a new hat, shirt, or even a jersey. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your merch now. In charge of all of the merch is Michelle Martinson. I got a chance to talk to her husband, head coach Steve Martinson, at practice Thursday. Voice of the Rock Lobsters, Mateen Rad, back here in our Coach's Corner segment with head coach Steve Martinson. Coach Marty, you're back in the Peach State after taking another 2 wins off the Monroe Moccasins. It took a lot more effort to get those 2 wins this time around. From your perspective, what was different about this past weekend compared to the first weekend of the season?
Well, they had better goaltending. I still thought we had a lot of good chances. We got to kind of bear down a little bit on our opportunities. And then, the first weekend we had, more power play goals. And our power play, it's kind of a in-progress power play. So we're trying a couple of different things this weekend with switching some guys' positioning around and see if that generates a little bit more offense.
With as well as the team has played, there hasn't been a lot of necessity to show a never give up mentality, but it was on full display with 2 non-regulation wins last week. In both games, you go up 1-0, and then you go down 2-1. In moments like that where the momentum so quickly shifts to the other team, how do you mitigate that as a coach, and what do you say to your team to kind of put that in the rearview mirror?
Well, momentum is a funny thing. It can come and go just like that, and it's really one of the things that it's hard to talk about, because it takes a play, or a hit or a goal, something big to change the momentum. But I look at it, we've got the one line that pretty much comes out and gets the puck a lot. I mean, Malayan has the puck a lot, and that's one thing that kind of keeps the other team on its toes, is that they really haven't had an off night. And, a night where nothing is working for them. So, for us, I think the easiest way to get momentum is to get that line back out, and they can score on any shift. Obviously, they don't score on every shift, but they kind of have the ability to do it because of, now Orca's out this weekend. It looks like we're waiting to see, get a reading on whether the cut on his arm caused more problems than initially thought. So, Cole McKechnie's going in with those guys, and he's looked good in practice. But momentum's a funny thing. It can come and go as quick as a.
We saw a new face on Saturday night. Daniil Glukaryov took Ork's place on the money line. He's a part of the team right now on a 4-game PTO. What did you like about his game in that matchup?
Well, he moves well. He's not a big body, but he's 6'1" or 2" maybe. He's got good size, and he moves well, and he's just, his English is just real okay, so he's kind of acclimating a little bit, and we'll just see how he does. But he gives us another, more depth at forward.
Josh Rosenzweig made his return to the team, and I thought it was perhaps the best goalie performance of the season that we've seen. Was impeccable in the shootout, had a couple save of the year candidates. How crucial did you feel he was to that Saturday night win, and do you know how he felt afterward in regards to his shoulder?
Well, he doesn't talk about his shoulder at all anymore, so I'm just looking that it's healed, and a lot of people have very small tears. They just don't go through the MRIs to find that out. So in the first weekend that he played, he made some great saves, and he's real athletic, and so it's just, you feel confident no matter who's in the net that we're going to get a great job of goaltending.
You really seemed to thread the needle in the two shooters you picked for the shootout. Brandon Picard and Kaysen Gallant scored, and along with Rosie, we were able to win. What went into picking those two, and is it fair to say that Millsy would have been in the mix if he wasn't removed from the game?
Yeah, I didn't like that the trade-off of throwing Milan out, didn't make any sense to me. But I picked them because they listened to me. I told them where to shoot and what to do. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're just shooters. They're pure shooters, and usually, they didn't come out and shovel the ice. The ice is kind of is rough, so you really want to go, either a guy, if a guy's a deker, he's got to be, really slick, and I look at Carter's probably a pretty good deker. Certainly Milan is. Ocean Weisbart has scored a couple of goals in shootouts with some pretty good moves. So, I just went with those guys because they're kind of pure snipers.
It feels like we're running out of words to describe Garrett Milan. He's now alone at the top of the goal and point rankings of the FPHL. It's not a surprise at all, given what we've seen from him in his very first minute of play this season. Something I was curious about, you both attended St. Cloud State University. When did you first become familiar with Garrett, and have either of you reminisced about your times as Huskies back in the day?
No, we haven't really talked about that yet. Our trips, and I'm kind of busy doing things, and he's on the other end of the bus. But maybe, we talked a little bit about the locker room is pretty cool now, the way they've really upgraded the rink since he was there, and obviously since I was there. But we talked about this before. Last year he played with an injury, and when he waited this summer to make sure that he was 100%. And I took a little chance on Chad Costello years ago. Nobody would sign him, and I signed him, and he'd come off a concussion where he missed a lot of time, and he never had another concussion for us, and went on to score like 400 points in 3 years or 500 points in 4 years or something. And when Garrett, I knew from talking to players that he was a fitness guy, and so he's real serious. And I'm not saying not everybody is, but he's a real serious guy when it comes to conditioning and that. So when he told me that he felt confident, there was no doubt in my mind that he would be a top player in the league.
How has your relationship kind of developed? As I know you're saying that you guys are kind of on the opposite ends of the spectrum. You guys are both a part of the coaching staff. He's a player coach. You're obviously the head coach. Is it more like let Garrett Milan kind of hold the boys in the locker room and you're kind of in control at what goes on the ice, or how does that relationship, how do you balance that out between you two as coaches?
So we actually have 4 player assistant coaches, and Garrett is one of them, and so is Carter, and so is Joey Kolatarsi, and so is Malik. So all those guys were interested in getting into coaching, and so I kind of use them in different ways. Garrett, we talk a little bit, about power play, and but with those guys is, I let them have their opinions where it means something. And with me, if you're in shape and a team guy, then your opinion means something to me. If you're not in shape and if you're not a team guy, you're on your own page, I give a rat's ass what you've got to say about anything. So one of the things, when you look at those 4 guys, they lead by example. They play hard and they come to work every day, and so really that's what we're getting out of those guys is leading the right way, and I think they're doing an excellent job with it.
I'm really liking the way that deep pairing of Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson is looking right now. Of course, Shanks is going to steal the headlines, but it feels like he wouldn't have the freedom to do what he's doing without Robo next to him. Talk about what you've seen from Riley's game, because he has a lot of assets that I think any coach would like to have.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to teach to be 6'7". You know, he's got unbelievable reach, and it really helps on the penalty kill when you've got that kind of, that kind of reach, and especially 5-on-3. He can force the strong side power play out further from the net, which makes it less dangerous. But he's also tough, and one of the reasons I wanted him out there with Milan is because, if somebody's taking an extra shot at him, we want to make sure we got guys on the ice that can answer the bell and set a message. So you've seen him, go up and talk to players. He hasn't really had to drop his gloves yet, but he's certainly had a couple of conversations with people. So, yeah, I mean, when I drafted him and he wasn't sure he was going to play, we stayed in touch all summer, and I was pretty excited when he said, "Hey, yeah, I'm going to play another year," and because like I said, it's hard to find defensemen that can play a regular shift that are tough, and we got several of them that are physical and actually real tough players or real tough guys.
You go into a single game weekend against the Carolina Thunderbirds, and with all due respect with everyone we've played thus far, this is a step up in challenge with how established they are in this league. They've been runners up for the Commissioner's Cup the last 2 years in a row. What is your knowledge of Carolina going into this weekend, and are you looking to any of your guys that have been around this league and have even played for Carolina, like Moves and Huntsy, to give you insight?
Well, I've been watching some of their video. I haven't watched it all, but I'll finish it today. There's a few things that, we have things that we're going to do against certain systems. Not so much the team, but if the team does, I've seen some things that they do on the set breakout and their forecheck, and we'll have some counters for that stuff. But really what I look at is trying to make sure, if I think I've got the best lineup, I'm really just more concerned about making sure that we've got everything that we need, or our guys have everything that they need to have their best foot forward. Having said that, we lost the game when we had 59 shots on goal. So, you can lose to anybody. I think Monroe, they actually have a, probably much steeper payroll than Columbus. So, I think Monroe has been struggling to actually win a game, but I think as they get in better shape, they'll probably win a few more games than they've won so far. But with us, really, like I said, it's really the key is if we're playing our A game, and we've got a couple of guys out this weekend. Orca's definitely going to be out, but we get Cole back, and Philip's got a wedding that he told me about that he had to go to this summer, and was a big issue with, so he's out this weekend. So it's one of those things where it's an opportunity for other guys to step up and get a little bit more ice time, and Cole's been ready to go for a week or so he's itching to get back in the lineup.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck this weekend. This broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Aikens Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems, we've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust, we specialize in you. Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing always. A special shout out to everybody watching at the Terrapin Tap Room. And something that was really electric to watch in the last game was the performance from Josh Rosenzweig. We comprised his highlights. You can take a look at him here from the 3-2 win in the shootout for the Rock Lobsters over the Monroe Moccasins last Saturday. Here opportunity for the Moccasins. A wrister save from Rosenzweig. Coash with a wrister and another great glove save. Luckily, Riley Robertson quickly back up to his feet. A great pass into the slot. What a save, Rosenzweig! He's got some swagger to his game. He's trying to find a window to shoot into. The Moccasins might find one. It's almost pushed in by the Rock Lobsters. Rosenzweig with another great save. Many guns over the blue line. Great save with the glove from Rosenzweig. How many times have we said that tonight? Numbers forward, and it could spell trouble here. Another great save, Rosenzweig. He is playing out of his mind right now. His glove must have a puck magnet in it. The puck at center ice. On the near boards. And a save by Rosenzweig. Zoom in on Koash. And another save from Rosenzweig. My goodness, he might be star number one on the night.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Fans, make sure to download the Fan Saves app to access exclusive deals from our partners. For example, you can log in now and you can get a free basket of fries from Farmburger. Download Fan Saves and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the Rock Lobsters digital coupon book. We're here in the first intermission waiting for second period action. Not much to comment on at all. No penalties, no goals in the first period. Carolina with a shots advantage at 11-9. So more hockey coming up after this break.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Back here at Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, scoreline still 0-0 as we head into the second period. And it started out a much better period for the Carolina Thunderbirds. They were able to develop some breakaways with some good passing play out of the neutral zone. But the Rock Lobsters had some good plays as well. One of them developed on a wraparound shot from Justin Portillo. Puck was loose out in front. And just a bizarre moment as another puck came from the crowd and was loose. There was two pucks on the ice at the same time. Very, very interesting to say the least. But both goaltenders, whether it be Jack Bostet for the Rock Lobsters or Mario Cavalieri for the Carolina Thunderbirds, Both goaltenders have stood up tall in this one. We'll see if that continues in the second period. Make sure you stay tuned here. Coming up after this second period action. Both teams have made their return to the ice in Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Again, we talked about how this is potentially the biggest test for the Rock Lobsters in their season thus far. Carolina, a team that have made it to the runner-up spot in the Commissioner's Cup for the last 2 years in a row. And the Rock Lobsters held up with them the whole way. I don't think there's a period that's flown by that quickly all season long. No penalties, no goals, and you have a feeling that's going to change here in period number 2. Rock Lobsters with possession early on, but a loose pass from Shinkarik ends up being cleaned up by McKechnie. McKechnie potentially still trying to kick some rust loose. He hasn't appeared since the first weekend of the season in Monroe. Puck lasered into the corner. Robertson makes a whack at it. Looks like they're looking at a potential delay a game here, but going to be an interesting call. Didn't get a good enough look to see if it deflected. And the referees will say that it did take a deflection. Would have been a weird angle to see a delay a game penalty. These two number 10s for both teams are the players to watch, really. Shot from distance, trinkles into the near boards. Robertson able to break Garrett Milan free, who gets sent down to the ice by Jordan Gagnon. Milan will fetch the puck out of his own zone. Takes a touch off the skates of Jan Salak. Game still awaiting its first penalty. Casey Gallant with a good move, but meets a roadblock in Gagnon. Gagnon looks out in front of him. And we've got an icing call at 18:36 left in the second period. Ty Benton says in the chat, felt like the intermission was longer than the first period. It was about a 30-minute first period. Picard, playing center for the first time this season, wins the faceoff. Gallant sends a high shot into the netting. This second line will try again. Picard wins the faceoff again. Gallant sends it into the near corner. Glukaryov tries to lay the body on Salak. Two big European boys nearly colliding there. Glukaryov comes out of the check with a backhand shot. Pass from Picard gets cut out by Kennedy. Wheeled around the near glass. Troy Murray, did he save that one from going in? No offsides. Glukaryov looking for his first point as a Rock Lobster. Takes it around the net, tries to pass it into the high slot, and nobody's there. Kolatarsi. Pass gets cut out by his teammate, Justin Portillo. Puck loose out in the middle. Glukaryov pokes it back for Murray. Kolatarsi wasn't able to drag that puck with him. Eventually passes back over to his mate on the D pair, Troy Murray. And Cavalieri will freeze. As we were saying earlier, Cavalieri, here in his return to play after being suspended earlier this year, it was really an awkward moment. He got caught arguing with an official after wanting a review for a start-stop motion on a shootout shot versus Port Huron. Don't know if there were some extra special words that were shared, but ultimately Cavalieri was suspended for it. He's been on the bench the last couple games. He's been a backup. Good play here, but no power on that slap shot from Peterson. Waiting on the doorstep is Batista. Garcia and Batista locking up in the corner. Ocean Weisblatt able to get the puck out. Hunter Alden turns around and backhands a pass to Portillo. Both teams trying to dig that puck out. The Rock Lobsters are the ones to do so. Shinkarik a little loose on that pass, but Milan was able to do the rescue job. And here's Milan with speed. Carries it in. Milan into the side netting. Thunderbirds start moving the other direction. Jacob Schnapp takes a high shoulder from Robertson. Of course, any shoulder is going to be high from Robertson, standing at 6'7". Both teams struggling to just find possession of the puck right now. Johnson steps on the brakes, drops it back for Shinkarik, pass over to Robertson. Garrett Milan on the far side, waiting and looking for an opportunity to pass to Malik Johnson. It was there. Robertson takes it through the legs of Roman Kramer. Great forecheck here from the Rock Lobsters. A wrist shot. McKechnie, I think, rang that one off the post, and now it's a 2-on-1 for the Thunderbirds. Saved by Bostet. Kramer gets to the rebound, takes it around, and then loses his handle. He wants a call. He's not going to get one. Wow, a chaotic half a minute there. But both teams, again, stand strong through their goaltenders. Wasn't sure if McKechnie had hit the post there or if he forced a save. Glukaryov can't get his shot off. Rock Lobsters offense looking a lot more fluid in this second period. Glukaryov. Pastuca had to be careful there. Was able to recycle the puck. 14 minutes to go in this second period, and we've got icing. Scoreless here still. We go to a commercial break.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Back here, 13:58 left in the second period. Game still looking for its first goal scorer, first penalty, but the action has been there. Alden loses out on the draw. Quick fire shot from the line. Takes a block out in front. Shots 13-13 level in this second period. Chris Hunt pokes it. Can't find Alden. Loose puck picked up by Jacob Schnapp. Had a very, very good opportunity on a breakaway. Takes a heavy check. We saw him on that breakaway chance in the first period. Jack Bostet takes one in the midsection and freezes it. Both goaltenders with a considerable amount of saves through the opening 27 minutes of this game. Here comes this fun face-off once again between Ford and Milan. Milan wins it. Johnson to Milan with speed over the blue line. Wrist shot. A stick was lost there by Farmer. Milan again. Blocked out in front. Robertson. Backhanded pass, and this is trouble for the Rock Lobsters. A 1-on-0 here for Lane King, but a great recovery skate back for Garrett Milan. You've seen what he could do offensively. He does it on the other end of the ice as well. Malik Johnson, great pass, backhanded shot, missed by Picard. A much more back and forth game here, and the Thunderbirds unleash a wrister that's saved by Bostet. My goodness. Game may be a little cagey in the first period, but it is very open right now. Here comes Gallant. Sees Glukarioff. It rings off the steel of his skate. And now the Thunderbirds moving the other way through Ponacek. That's one of the great defensive plays we've seen, and it came from the offensive powerhouse. Garrett Milan, long-range shot, loose out in front, whacked at by Kolatarsi. You feel whether it comes for Carolina or it comes for Athens, the game's first goal is coming here soon. Casey Gallant pokes it in and will make the change. Oh, wait, a dangerous leave there by Cavalieri, where Glukarioff was waiting to pounce. Somehow Carolina able to deal with it. They've done more than that. They spring an opportunity for Jordan Gagnon. Wrister, I think, came off the helmet of Bostet. Hard check on Nate Keeley from Garcia. 2-on-1 opportunity. Hunter Alden and Portillo. Alden steps on the brakes, looking for an option, and it feels like the danger of that attack has dissipated for the Rock Lobsters. A calamity of bodies, and not even the cameraman knows where the puck is. Tight angle wrister from Clay Keeley. Rock Lobsters have to be careful. Portillo elects to give it to one Thunderbird instead of the other. It's Danique Drouin. Interesting backhander from Nate Keeley. Joe Kennedy. Wristed shot just wide. A very, very good spell here for the Thunderbirds. They're hoping that it'll end with a goal, but a pad save from Boston on Ford. Rock Lobsters with a perfect clearance that has to be dealt with by Cavalieri. He plays it quickly to the line for Lane King. Kramer couldn't get to that pass from King, and now Milan settles things. Carter Shinkarik was looking up the ice instead of at the puck. Jack Bostet having a great performance in the early going of this one. That's what is great about having competition between two great goalies. Gallant, backhand pass behind the body towards Milan. Shinkarik over to Gallant. Johnson able to touch that down. A kick pass towards Johnson. Touch back for Shinkarik. Gallant pokes it into the corner. And the Thunderbirds are able to make the danger go away. But here it comes again. Here it comes again through Gallant. Gallant gets it onto his stronger right side, and his pass gets blocked out. The referees might as well have left their whistles at home today. I mean, haven't been necessary in this one. Puck back for Murray. That one saved by Cavalieri as well. Shots now level at 18-18. You can cut the competition, the compete level of this game with a thick, thick knife, maybe a saw. That's how thick this compete level is. A diving sprawl there from Murray deprives Joe Kennedy of a chance. Picard looking for Troy Murray on the near side. Odd number breaks in both directions for these teams right now. Matt Garcia, the D-man, with speed, trying to transition defense into offense. And a heavy, heavy teammate on teammate check there. Cavalieri got rocked. Cavalieri still not up to his feet. We'll be back with a break, see what happened.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Crustacean Nation, if you don't already have your Rock Lobster swag, don't fret, because now's the perfect time to deck yourself out in your new favorite colors. Get this, there's a Veterans Day sale happening at the Rock Lobster shop, and items are 15 to 20% off. We're less than a month away from our first home game, and you don't want to show up without a new hat, shirt, or even a jersey. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your merch now before they run out. I'll tell you what, my new jersey-style sweatshirt just came today, and I could not be happier with it. So comfortable. I can wear it out, look cool doing it, but it feels quality, and that's my favorite thing about it. Make sure you cash in now on your chance to get Rock Lobster merchandise cheaper than you usually can. Looks like Cavalieri is good to get back in between the pipes. He was rocked by his own teammate. Not sure if there was a push from a Rock Lobster in his general direction, but thank goodness he's good to go. He's one of the very, very top goaltenders in this league. Kramer on the far side. Is he thinking about the wraparound? He gets stopped doing so, steps on the brakes, wheels back around, gets blocked from the backhand by Alden. Ocean Weisblatt with a push. Low power shot, Portillo over the line, no offside, say the referee. Puck in the corner, Ocean Weisblatt with the backhand, sends it long, drops off the glass and down behind the Thunderbird net. And there's less than 7 minutes to go now. Gus Ford hoping to open the scoring, but Jack Bostet slams the door shut once again. We might have back-to-back goalie highlight videos to make. Jack Bostet following up a great goalie performance from Josh Rosenzweig. He has made now 20 saves in this game thus far. Who will be the first goaltender in this game to make a misstep here? Rock Lobsters looking for yet another opportunity. Will it come through this money line of Milan, Johnson, and McKechnie? Cole McKechnie. Actually, it looks like Gallant is now on this top line. He's back playing defense here. Mishandle from Yuri Pastuka. Salak can hang on to the pass from Panachik. 5 players on the far boards. So a new top line for the Rock Lobsters. Gallant, Milan, and Johnson. Thunderbirds try to make a puck traverse through the crease, but it gets stopped in its tracks by Bostet. Chance for us to talk about some of our sponsors. Athens Area Urology. You're in good hands with Athens Area Urology. Plumber Pro. Hospitality South. Athens Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Classic City Flats. Harmon Enterprises. And Roto-Rooter. Bostet watches that one trickle behind the net. Good pass into the faceoff circle. Still an opportunity as Schnapp picked it up and tried to backhand it, shove it in past Bostet. And now a misplay at the line. Daniil Glukaryov, the newest Rock Lobster, wheels around behind the net. Still somehow has a handle of the puck here. McKechnie. unable to shovel that one towards a teammate. And Batita working the other way. Risky there from Bostet. Nate Keeley behind the cage. Dropped back to the line. Wrist shot out in front. Kolatarski trips as he makes the clearance. Alden over the line. Portillo waiting for the backhand pass. Misses by a margin. Near side shot from Chris Hunt. Tries again on a wrister. The scoreline at 0-0, not telling the whole story of this game. It's been a breathless game for it being a scoreless affair. Ocean Weisblatt troubles Cavalieri, and we've got an icing face-off going the other way. We go to a media timeout. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
This broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Aikens Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems, we've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank of Trust, we specialize in you. And Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing always. There's a bunch of Athens Rock Lobster fans doing the right thing in Athens tonight, watching the Athens Rock Lobsters try to take on a very, very tough customer in the Carolina Thunderbirds. Gallant was looking for Milan, couldn't find him. Wrist shot misses up high against Bostet. Johnson with speed. Dealing from the near boards. Jordan Gagnon not making life easy for him. Carrick goes backhand forehand. Garrett Milan tries to follow up the shot. No goal. A couple of highlight reel back-to-back saves from Mario Cavalieri. How does he keep out the Rock Lobsters there? Salak with a wrister, saved by Bostet. A couple of safe gloves in this game for Bostet and Cavalieri. My goodness. I need to go dig out my inhaler from elementary school just to keep up with this game right now. And it looks like some work needs to be done on the moorings behind Jack Bostet. It seemed like such a certain goal for the Rock Lobsters, if not the initial chance that was created by Carter Shinkarik. Then the Garrett Milan follow-up on a wrister. Somehow Cavalieri keeps both of them out. Face-off won by the Rock Lobsters. 3 minutes to go in the second period. And we've got an icing that stops the clock. Rock Lobsters off to a hot start, leading the Continental Division. Carolina behind them in 4th place. Faceoff comes back in the direction of the net of Jack Bostedt. Faceoff won by McKechnie behind the net. McKechnie now centering Picard and Glukaryov. Here's McKechnie. Drop pass for Glukaryov. Gets dispossessed. 2-on-2. Panacek lurking for Pastuca. This Czech line, as it's called, for the Carolina Thunderbirds. 3 players from Czechia, as they now want to be known. And 3 nearly legendary players for the Thunderbirds. Bostet's ring around the rink gets intercepted by Keeley. That went all the way down and on the net of Cavalieri. Ocean Weisblatt. Wrist shot. Hunter Alden was waiting on the welcome mat. Back to Weisblatt. Trouble here. That one took a bounce off the linesman, and we've got our first penalty upcoming. Forehand, backhand. Bostedt makes the stop. And we've got a penalty with 1.5 minutes left in the second period. And the Rock Lobsters, for the first time tonight, will head to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Leslie Jones Law, strong, skilled, strategic defense. Be good, but if you can't be good and you get caught in the penalty box, call Leslie Jones Law. So the Rock Lobsters will have to play the remainder of this second period with a man down. Carolina have already created some great opportunities in this game. Garcia goes into the box for the hook. Milan, Johnson, Shinkarik, and Robertson, the penalty kill unit here. Panacek at the point. Puck out to the far side. Worked back to Pastuca. Panacek. Some good passing play, but no shot unleashed yet. Pastuca tried to snap one over to Kramer. That puck gets lost in the fray, and now with less than a minute to go, the Thunderbirds will regroup. If we get a goal scorer in this game, it might go down as the quickest broadcast in FPHL history. Or will the Rock Lobsters be heading back to overtime as they have in their last 2 games? Whistled around the boards. Rock Lobsters have dealt with this Carolina power play well thus far. Less than half a minute to go. Robertson gets in behind Kramer. Panacek sends it back to the corner. Picked up by Salak. Dealt with well by the Rock Lobsters, but Robertson doesn't get everything on that. Less than 10 seconds. Could there be a buzzer beater here? Oh my God, what a miss out in front. Peter Panacek right out in front of Bostedt, and he puts one into the floodlights in the ceiling. My goodness. If you haven't already, you might want to make it over to the Terrapin Tap Room and pick up a Clawshank Redemption, because you're going to need a cold beverage after watching that electric second period. Again, as we said, it's not telling the full story right now. It might be scoreless, but it's been end-to-end stuff thus far. A game that's still looking for its first goal. Carolina will return in the third period on the power play. I got a chance to talk to 2 different Rock Lobsters at the team's last practice. And, of course, the man that everybody wants to hear from is Garrett Milan. Had a chance to talk to one of the nicest players that you could ever ask for, and, of course, the man who is leading the FPHL in goals and points. Matt T and Rad back with another intermission interview with the one and only Garrett Milan. Garrett, you come into this team with an added layer of responsibility. You're also part of the coaching staff. What's it been like to be a guy that the team looks to grow and to be influenced by?
Yeah, I think coming here, obviously you want to, first and foremost, win hockey games, but you want to kind of take the younger guys on your wings or trying to explain little things to them. And I think our team's getting a lot better at that throughout the couple weeks here at practice. Obviously, when we get into our new rink, we'll have more time to do video and to do little learning curves. But I think the team's doing pretty well right now.
You're obviously working with head coach Steve Martinson. How has that relationship been developing through the early part of the season?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, you can bounce ideas off Steve, and he kind of takes everything well. Obviously, if it's it's his decision at the end of the day. But he's been doing a great job of kind of taking different pieces from guys here and there, and what works and what hasn't been. And I think he's been very open with that stuff, which is good.
You have so much experience in this game, both here in the States and overseas. But looking at your resume, I was curious what it was like to play hockey in Scotland, because it's not exactly the first place that makes you think of hockey.
Yeah, it's great. They got a great league over there. It's all English speaking, so it makes it easier for a lot of North Americans to go over there, families and such. But no, it's always been a good experience going over to Europe, whether it is over there or staying over here. It's you build a lot of good friendships and a lot of close people you stay in contact with.
I had heard that you had a really positive experience in Sweden as well.
Yeah, no, it's great. Obviously, a lot of guys that are very inclusive there with newcomers coming in. It was a great team and a great experience, and something that I'll cherish for a while for sure.
You could not have asked for a better start to your year here. You're at the top of the Fed by yourself in goals and points. You've performed at every level, so it's really no surprise, but has the level of your start surprised you?
Not necessarily. I honestly think at this point I should be doing a little better, in my opinion. Obviously, I hold myself to a high standard, and you can't be content with how your play is. Obviously, you're playing good games, and you got to keep that positivity. But I think at the end of the day, you want to strive to get better and better each day. Obviously, last year was a little struggle with one of my injuries that I had all season, and having surgery in the offseason has helped me and made me feel a lot better right now.
It's probably not often that you talk about the chemistry between a forward and a D-man, but you and Carter and Carrick seem to read each other so well on both even strength and the power play. It seems you bring out similar strengths in one another. Do you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Shanks is he was forward growing up a lot of times too, so he can read that game as an offensive D-man jumping into certain holes, and I think we do a good job of kind of talking to each other off the ice or whether it's on practice, different plays, and how we can kind of react off each other. Obviously, it's only been a couple weeks here, and I think it's going to get even better throughout the season. But it is nice to have a good skater back there with the mindset of want to create offensive plays.
I've got to ask, we've seen Mama Milan in our YouTube chats on the broadcast being very supportive of her son. Talk about how she's been there for you from the very beginning.
Yeah, obviously it's great. She's a big supporter of mine, and it's funny, when you look at parents, you think sometimes they're embarrassing you, but it's all out of love. It's all out of support, and she loves what I'm doing, obviously, so it's great. She was the one who kind of taught me my first shot back in the day, the fake shot, so it's kind of funny. But no, she's been a great support over my life. Both my parents have, so it's great to have me in your corner for sure.
You've been to so many different places, so many different leagues, so many different teams. We're still in the early going here as a franchise, the Athens Rock Lobsters. But what do you think has made this place special so far?
I think just the relationships that guys have formed already. But the thing is, I think obviously a lot of players that want to come here. Teams in different leagues. Obviously, guys want to play hockey. Sometimes it's not your choice of where you want to go. Some players kind of just, that's where you get and that's where you go if you want to play hockey. And I think this organization here this year, a lot of guys and pretty much every guy on the team is picked here. They wanted to come here. They wanted to win. They kind of knew it was going to be a winning franchise off the start. We have a great coach, obviously, that helps. Brand new rink. So I think that we got a lot of players that want to win championships first and foremost. So I think that's building in the right direction, but that adds character and that adds a lot of leadership in the group, which is nice.
Thanks so much, Gary. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
As always, this broadcast is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional Wheel Team this year. And there's a new member of the team, that's right, Dr. Alan Grab, who is the team doctor, is the newest member of the Rock Lobsters team. We're very happy to join him, and we're very happy to be partners with Piedmont Athens Regional Wheel Team this year. For quite some time before we make it into the third period, someone who's really shined on the first period, along with Carson here, is Riley Robertson, who stands at 6'7". You can't teach tall, and he's someone that has really played that stay-at-home D role next to Carter Shinkarek, so that Carter Shinkarek can be Carter Shinkarek, had an opportunity to talk with him at the team last night. Matt Rad, voice of the Rock Lobsters, back here with another intermission interview, this time with D-man Riley Robertson. Riley, how have the early days of being a Rock Lobster been going for you thus far?
Enjoying my time here right now. We have a good group of guys here, good coach, good organization. Yeah, just having a good time.
You're such an important asset to have for this team for multiple reasons, but a big reason is that you know what it takes to win it all in this league. Can you tell us what it was like to win the Commissioner's Cup? And maybe you can shine a light on what kind of winning recipe it takes and what of that recipe you potentially see in this organization.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate the past couple of years, a couple championships there, and just every team we have, a good group of guys that mesh together well, and a good group of leaders, which we have a lot of those guys here, and just guys working on what they have to do, and yeah.
I'm really liking the look of that deep pairing with you and Carter Shinkarek. He's someone who has so much experience at this level. He always seems like he's a calming presence on the puck. How easy has it been playing with him on the blue line this year?
Yeah, I love playing with him. I'm more of a simple defensive defenseman, so get him the puck, and it's fun to watch him, some of the stuff he does out there.
You kind of give him that freedom to be who he is, right?
Exactly, yeah. You can go up and join the rush, and so I'm not afraid to do it either, but yeah, it's fun to watch him for sure.
No, as a matter of fact, when Coach Marty tends to switch things up when we have a big lead, we've seen you on the power play in front of the net. Is that a different experience for you, to get a big body in front of the goaltender?
Actually, I did that back in college a couple of years ago. Yeah, it took a minute to remember what to do there, but yeah, it's just fun creating chaos out front there.
You're someone who is well set up for the future, whether it be in hockey or outside of hockey. You have your degree in mechanical engineering. How difficult was it to find the balance between playing college hockey and pursuing a degree that's so intense?
Yeah, we had a couple guys on our team actually that were doing the mechanical engineering, so it made it a lot easier being able to work with those guys. But it was a lot of work, but I'm glad I went through with it.
You're someone who has made so many dramatic moves in your life. You're an Ontario boy that went to college at Calvin in Michigan, making the move to the pros, starting in Knoxville, so you make the move south. How do you look back at your path, being who you are now, and how that brought you to Athens, and what are you loving about the Classic City thus far?
It's been quite the journey so far. Kind of been all over the place, but
and you're still such a young guy.
I know. Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure if I was going to be playing this year, but I'm really glad I came back for another year. Saw some of the signings they had this year and Marty there. So, yeah, new rink and the apartments, just everything about Athens is awesome.
How did it all start? What kind of progressed to that? Do you remember the first phone call you got that said, "Oh, Athens is looking at you," and your interest being reignited to play another year?
Yeah, so I finished up there, went to Danbury, and then I wasn't quite sure if I was going to play another year, but Marty gave me a call, say June or July. I saw some of the signings, like I said, and looked a little more into it with the new rank and organization, and started to get that itch at the end of the summer. So it was a little bit of a rough year last year, especially in Knoxville, kind of bottom of the division. So I didn't want to quite end my career on that note. So definitely glad to be back.
I was curious, I guess you kind of already answered that question. I was going to ask why mechanical engineering, but it's because you would have had a lot of guys that were in class with you, right, from the hockey team.
Yeah, we had a good group there. Like my dad, he did mechanical engineering too, so I kind of took after that. But yeah, it was a fun 4 years, a lot of work, but worth it.
Well, Robo, we're going to end with some rapid-fire questions. It should be short, sweet, to the point. What's your go-to pregame meal?
Chicken sweet potatoes, a little bit of onions.
Slapper or wrister?
Wrist shot.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
How do you take it?
I don't know. I've been trying a lot of different. They had some good stuff at the apartment, lemon tea. I just kind of been getting into it this summer. So
very nice. What's on your pregame playlist?
You know, it varies game to game. I like a little hard rock, EDM, rap, kind of a little bit of everything.
Best friend on the team?
Best friend. I guess there's such a good group here, all the guys.
Favorite vacation spot?
Cancun, maybe.
Very, very good pick.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm heading there later this month, so I'm excited.
Watch the sunburns, but yeah, it was a good time.
All-time favorite hockey player?
Probably Chris Pronger and Lindstrom. Got to go with two there.
Welcome back here to your scene at Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Still some time to go before the third period, but we have a new member of the Athens Rock Lobster team to announce, and that's Dr. Alec Graff. That's right, the team doctor that is a part of our partnership with Piedmont Athens Regional. A big thank you to Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. And welcome Dr. Alec Graff to the team.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Back here at Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, no score through the first 40 minutes. Carolina will start the third period on the power play. So a little bit of danger there, but the Rock Lobster penalty kill has looked good thus far. Can they continue to do that for 28 more seconds to start the third period? Now, while it might be a scoreless game, it has not been a game devoid of chances. We've seen stellar saves made by both Mario Cavalieri for Carolina and Jack Bostet for the Athens Rock Lobsters. We've seen bars get struck. The metal framing of the goal gets struck. We've seen flat-out misses, including one that would have been a buzzer-beater goal for Carolina to end the second period, but a miss right out in front from Yuri Pastuka. He puts one into the ceiling. It has been a back-and-forth, end-to-end game, and it's not over yet. You're going to make sure that you tune in for the third period because it's going to have some more fireworks in it, that is to be sure. So stay tuned here and make sure that you subscribe to the Athens Rock Lobster Network because that gives you the opportunity to play a part in our chat. And also we're looking to try and push our subscriber count to our next goal of 500 subscribers. Crustacean Nation, if you already don't have your Rock Lobster swag, don't fret because now's the perfect time to deck yourself out in your new favorite colors. There's a Veterans Day sale happening at the Rock Lobster shop, and items are 15 to 20% off. We're less than a month away from our first home game, and you do not want to show up without a new hat, shirt, or even a jersey. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your merch now. And you don't want to miss out on the best seats for a historic season in the Classic City. Call 706-510-2959 today to lock in your full season or mini plan tickets before they're gone. Secure your seat in Aikens Ford Arena and cheer on your Athens Rock Lobsters. Once again, that number is 706-510-2959. More hockey coming up after this break. Back here in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, and now the question's on everyone's mind. How is this one going to end? Shots in Carolina's favor at 24-20, and now it's time for our fan saves trivia question of the night, and I think there's someone in the chat that is going to know the answer to this question. Which Athens Rock Lobster impressed in their first year in pro hockey for the team EHC Crocodiles Kundl in Austria's third tier of pro hockey. So once again, who impressed for the EHC Crocodiles Kundl in Austria's third tier of pro hockey? Alamario Hockey, get out of there with that Thunderbirds winning stuff, man. You have a feeling that if the Thunderbirds do potentially win this game, it might come here on the opportunity that they have to score on the power play to start this third period, and we're off and running. Only 19 seconds left on the man advantage. Carter Shinkarik trying to do a little bit more than just clear the puck. Garrett Milan, shorthanded opportunity. Shot gets blocked. Back and forth still we go. And now the penalty kill is over for the Rock Lobsters. Riley Robertson brings someone down behind the net. Swept ahead by Matt Garcia, whose shift ends. Minute gone in the third period. It was a marginal amount of time on the power play for Carolina, but no opportunities came out of it. Of course, the best opportunity out of the whole power play dating back to the second period was that shot that was missed up high by Yuri Pastuka. Here comes Carolina, forehand, backhand, shot in on Bostet, who makes the save on Nate Keeley. Nate Keeley, one of the Keeley twins, as the clock will stop on the icing. Nate Keeley and Clay Keeley, two 26-year-olds from Nanton, Alberta. And Raylan Robertson gets the trivia question correct. Kaysen Gallant. Actually, Ty Benton got it first. And a calls up from Tammy Gallant, who I thought might know the answer to that question. Wrist shot right off the draw from Batista. A lot of Rock Lobsters here to protect the puck. Bostet leaves it for Kolatarsi. Puck loose in the neutral zone. McKechnie takes it over the line. Panacek takes a bouncer off the end boards. McKechnie, wrist shot, just misses wide. Joe Kennedy looking for the long ball. Ocean Weisblatt, a very, very adept skater, playing the last couple of games without his brother Orca, who's down with an arm injury on the Piedmont Athens Regional Injury Report. Wrist shot into the glove of Cavalieri, courtesy of Hunter Alden. 17 and a half minutes left to go in regulation here. Mr. Zooks, do they still have Cavalieri? Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, he's probably been their first star of the night with how he's played thus far. Chris Hunt fights to get that puck down, tries to drag it onto his backhand. Good defensive play prevents him from doing so. Shot back in by Garcia. Alden behind the net. Looking for an option. Shovels it behind him for Portillo. Chris Hunt hacks at it as it's carried by Peterson. Put back into play. Garcia has seen a lot of minutes in this game, especially in the early going of this third period. Quick turn from Jacob Schnapp. Can't get it in the zone, and now Garrett Milan drops it back for Johnson. Palmed down by Milan, pops back up on him thanks to James Farmer. Gus Ford moving east to west. Malik Johnson moving west to east. Has Casa Gallant, but a sliding intervention there from Clay Keeley. And we've got an interference call, I believe, going up against the Carolina Thunderbirds. And no, it looks like it's going to be against the Rock Lobsters. An interference call against Garrett Milan. And we're back on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Strong, skilled, strategic defense. Be good, but if you can't be good, you get caught in the penalty box, make sure you call Leslie Jones Law. Milan usually on the penalty kill. McKechnie on in his place. Was a great first penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. Even some great shorthanded opportunities. They might have one here. Shinkarik takes it himself, misses wide. Takes a spill while doing so. 16 minutes left in the third. The danger man on this power play, Gus Ford, with a backhand pass. It eventually finds Panachik. Ford. A little pensive right now, this power play from Carolina. Top of the zone. Shot comes in from Pastuca. Takes a deflection to the far boards. Panachik settles it down. He's brought down to the ice. Not going to get a call there, Art Carolina. Ford, pass to the near dot. Skips past Panachek. Good shot. Don't think Boston initially knew where it went, and then it's eventually cleared out. Recycling it quickly. Gus Ford carries it in. Centering pass gets blocked out. Calamity out of bodies. Gus Ford traverses away from it. Wants to be the option out of it. Colatarsi able to clear it out. Ten seconds to go on the Carolina man advantage. And they call an icing on Carolina. With 5 seconds to go on this Carolina power play. And we'll go to a commercial break. More Carolina power play up after this.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
$14:21 left in the third period. 4 seconds left on this Carolina man advantage. It has been a tremendous penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters in this game thus far. Malik Johnson almost gets himself free in the low slot out of the draw, and now Carolina's power play is over. Robertson just kind of settles everything down. Case and Gallant gets it touched right back to him by Johnson. Loses out on his handle. Batita misplays a pass. Johnson in and out of his own zone. And into the Carolina zone. Misses to the left. Case and Gallant feels the puck roll off his back. Tries to leave it for Milan, who gets football tackled to the ground. 2 penalties called in this game, both of them going against the Rock Lobsters. Forward back for Gagnon, who decides to take it into the corner. Shinkarik, a little bit of a roulette spin there. Good puck handling as well from Kramer. Saved at the blue line by Joe Kennedy. Still Kramer, top of the slot. Shot comes in, and Bostet makes the save. With power play minutes for Carolina in this third period, they now have a shot advantage of 27-22. Centering pass, Glukaryov tried to get that one on net. Down to his knees. A Thunderbird tries to make a clearance, and now we've got a fight. McKechnie against Kennedy. Kennedy takes the easy way out and tries to sweep the legs. And that fight ends just about as quickly as the camera panned over to it. This Thunderbirds team trying to create some energy in the building. It sounds like maybe there was some contact there between McKechnie and the goaltender Cavalieri. Now the question here, well, how will the penalties be doled out? The 2 captains, who both wear 14 for their teams, Shinkarik and John Batita. Shinkarik having 6 points in his last 3 games, currently leading the FPHL with 11 assists. You would think, with Kennedy being the instigator here, that the Rock Lobsters will finally go on their first power play of the night. Really the only thing that's on the stat sheet thus far are the 2 Rock Lobster penalties. Of course, still looking for our first goal here with 12:26 to go. And the Rock Lobsters will indeed go on the power play as Kennedy gets the instigator against McKechnie. So now the Rock Lobsters go to the Paloma Park power play. If the Rock Lobsters score on the Paloma Park power play, fans can unlock $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours through the FanSaves app. A big, big opportunity for the Rock Lobsters to make something happen. Both offenses have looked great at even strength. However, Carolina didn't look all that convincing on the man advantage. That has somewhat been the story as well for the Rock Lobsters this year. This might be 2 of the most evenly matched teams we've seen in the FPHL this season. Milan, Shinkarik, Alden now on this power play unit for the Rock Lobsters. Johnson in the corner, back for Gallant. Milan, back to Shinkarik. Quick passing all around, but no shot ever comes. And Carolina can't clear their side of the ice. Shinkarik unloads wide of the net. to Cavalieri's right. Carter Shinkarik, Gallant to his left. Back to the Rock Lobster captain, Garrett Milan on the near side. Takes it past his fellow number 10. Puck pans to the corner. Back to the blue line for Shinkarik. Alden in the middle. Minute to go on the man advantage. Quick passing play. Hunter Alden loses sight of the puck, and Gus Ford gets it out. A big hit from Johnson, and just like that, he's challenging Jordan Gagnon to a fight. Malik Johnson left Gus Ford on the ice. I think that one's going to go down as an elbow. Bit of a letdown there for the Rock Lobsters. They get themselves on the power play and immediately make it 4-on-4. It'll be 4-on-4 for 49 seconds, which makes it a minute and 11 power play for the Thunderbirds after that. Johnson kind of just blindsided Gus Ford there. Rock Lobsters have looked good this season on the 4-on-4 as well, as they've looked good 3-on-3 in overtime. I think the more open ice there is for the Rock Lobsters, the better they look. So here comes the 49-second increment of 4-on-4 play, for lack of a better phrase. Case Gallant takes a couple pushes from Pastuca. Puck at the blue line through Keeley. James Farmer. Salak behind the net. Back for Clay Keeley. Two pairs of brothers, players for both teams. The Weisblatts for Athens and the Keeleys, the twins for Carolina. No icing called. Kramer now out of the box will make it a Carolina power play. And it looks like it's going to be a delay of game call here for the Rock Lobsters. Joe Colatarsi takes a seat. And when there was no penalties throughout nearly the entire first two periods of play, now the Rock Lobsters have got themselves in trouble with a minute 3 of 5-on-3 power play. And Carolina wins the draw. So much space on the ice now. Pastuca up for Ford. Real neat passing. Hasn't resulted in a shot yet. Ford on the near side tries to squeeze it through Shinkarik. Backhands it towards the line, but not out. Panachik. Pastuca back to Panachik. Blocked out by Alden. Pastuca with a slapper. Frozen by Bostet. Makes a big save. How about the two big boys, Salak and Robertson, staring down each other? Robertson at 6'7", Salak at 6'5". We go to another commercial break. Still scoreless here in the third period.
Since we opened in 1968, We've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Somehow this one is still scoreless despite Carolina having a couple opportunities. It's just strange to me that this Carolina power play is still looking pensive despite having the 5-on-3 advantage. Pastuca in a good area of the ice. He's closest to your screen. Here he is on the puck. Ford and him switch positions. Malik Johnson will leave the box. Really good passing all around. Bostad makes a sweet save. My goodness. Bostad has been the boss of this one, staying in control, and now puts his team in a much better position as Malik Johnson is out of the box. Joe Colatarsi will stay in there, and there'll be 51 seconds left of power play time, but now it's 5-on-4 instead of 5-on-3. Rock Lobsters getting in the face of the Thunderbirds. Has been a lot of freedom for the Thunderbirds, and then the puck is half cleared before being fully cleared. Cavalieri's so good at playing the puck. Centered pass. Jacob Schnapp didn't get there in time, and then Pastuca whiffed on the shot. Rather, Nate Keeley. Troy Murray holds Keeley to the boards and tries to poke the stick, right? Poke the puck away. Easier said than done. Bostad made a save, and now the Carolina power play is over. A really good pass. Gagnon waiting in the middle. Kaysen Gallant. Really beautiful drop pass. Where did that one go? Colatarsi forced a save out of Cavalieri, and it floated into the sky at the Fairgrounds Arena. Chris Hunt, the former Thunderbird, dumps it into the corner. Kramer. Pass cut out by Hunter Alden. Portillo helps it on to Garcia. Garcia has really gotten involved in the offense in this game today. Cavalieri whistles it around the rink. James Farmer takes a heavy hit from Ocean Weisblatt. Chris Hunt there to make life difficult for him as well. Still scoreless in this third period with about 7 minutes to go. Ocean Weisblatt gets ridden the whole way by James Farmer, but Weisblatt comes out of it with the puck. Dumped into the corner, no icing. Picard into the numbers of Clay Keeley. Now there will be an icing this time going against the Thunderbirds. Should have remembered to take my blood pressure medication today. We were hoping we saw the end of the cardiac crustaceans, but they are back. Carolina 0 for 4 on the power play tonight. So a fantastic penalty kill performance tonight for the Rock Lobsters against a very, very good offensive team. Shinkarik. Shot took a deflection, was loose out in front, but no Rock Lobster got there before a Thunderbird. Milan tries to wheel and deal. He gets the puck taken away from him. Puck never made it to the point where it would get iced. Rock Lobsters playing long. Case and Gallant get physical. Pokes it to the near boards. Tossed out. Picard trying to settle it for Kolatarsi at center ice. Troy Murray. Puck in the far corner. Carolina with time and space. Puck bouncing all around the neutral zone. McKechnie in. Floats it in for Glukaryov. Picard has to fetch it behind the net. Quick pass and a shot from Murray. And my goodness, are they going to be able to find a way through Mario Cavalieri? Cavalieri, the reigning FPHL goalie of the year. I'm thinking the Rock Lobsters were wishing that he was still suspended. Doing my research for this game, Dyson Skinner was on the roster, but he just got called up to the SPHL. Good opportunity for the 25-year-old from Montana. Glukaryov seems very, very keen to score his first point as a Rock Lobster. On this line with McKechnie and Picard. Bostet out of the net, plays the puck calmly. You have a feeling that with 5 minutes left, both goalies will feature in our top 3 stars of the night. The question is, who will win? Because that will decide who's first and who's second. Alden tries to get onto his stronger left side. Gets taken down to the ice in the meantime. 4.5 to go. Ocean Weisblatt feels like his stick's getting held by Jacob Schnapp. Chris Hunt takes some contact from Peterson as he carries it in. Milan almost went down after a slight poke into his skates. Doing a good job of using those skates to pin that puck to the boards. Now tries to dig it out of where he put it into the ice. Robertson into the corner for Shinkarik, who's getting more offensively involved as the Rock Lobsters are looking for a winner. Malik Johnson into the side netting. Now he has the puck. Takes a hit in from behind. Shinkarik. And we've got a whistle. There was an offside call somewhere. 3.5 minutes left in this game. Will the winner be found in regulation or overtime? This broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by FanSaves. Please make sure to download the FanSaves app to access exclusive deals from our partners. For example, you can log in now and you can get a free basket of fries from Farmburger. Download FanSaves and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the Rock Lobsters digital coupon book. And you don't want to miss out on the best seats for a historic season in the Classic City. Call 706-510-2959 today to lock in your full season or mini plan tickets before they're gone. Secure your seat in Aikens Ford Arena and cheer on your Athens Rock Lobsters. Once again, that number is 706-510-2959. Also a chance to thank some of our other sponsors, including Aero Exterminators, Northeast Distributing Company, Aegis Trust Company, De Palma's Italian Cafe, Leslie Jones Law, Porterhouse Grill, Farm Burger, Fox's Pizza, and 23 Design. Exactly 3.5 on the dot. And the Rock Lobsters have their top line out in Milan, Gallant, and Johnson. Big challenge here in the Thunderbirds for the Rock Lobsters. Another big challenge next weekend as the Rock Lobsters take on an in-state foe for the first time in the Columbus River Dragons. Robertson, backhand floater out to neutral ice. Kicked on by Malik Johnson. Malik Johnson, save from Cavalieri. Cavalieri has been a brick wall. Maybe the Rock Lobsters will need a sledgehammer to get through. Shinkarik with a great pass. Milan loses out on it. But he's got a second bite of the cherry, takes it to the near boards, and Carolina moving the other way through Kramer. Puck played long and an icing going against Carolina. Offensive zone draw as we're getting down to crunch time of this third period, with the Rock Lobsters be heading to overtime for the third game in a row. McKechnie with a big face-off win. Kolatarsi, puck loose out in front. Gus Ford able to traverse away from his net with the puck. All the way around the boards. Lane King hit the brakes hard, and that took the puck away from him. Two minutes to go. This game's still looking for its first goal. Both teams looking for their first shutouts of the year. I almost said shootouts. Maybe that's a little foreboding. Rock Lobsters look like they almost want the last chance of regulation to fall to them. Bostet plays it for Robertson. Risky play here in their own zone from the Rock Lobsters. Jacob Schnapp back to the line. James Farmer bounced off the end boards, and Bostet reaches over and freezes the puck at 1:08. Shots in favor of Carolina, 33-26. So Jack Bostet with 33 saves in this game thus far. They're going to need more from him if this game goes into overtime and potentially into a shootout. The check's on for Carolina, the money line on for the Rock Lobsters. Milan takes Panachik to the corner. Murray trying to dig a puck out that's being held there by Kolatarsi. Less than a minute to play. Gallant trying to pounce on a one-timer that was whiffed on. Carolina with numbers in the offensive zone now. 30 seconds to go. Batita. Dumped forward for Panacek. Puck has been glued to the boards over the last minute. Looks like it might stay here. No, it's not. Shook free as Kolatarsi sends it up the ice. No icing. And the Rock Lobsters will head to overtime for the third game in a row. 60 minutes was not enough, not only to find a winner in this game, but for anyone on the ice to put it past the two respective goaltenders. Jack Bostet with 33 shots stopped in this game. Cavalieri with 26 on the other side. Stay tuned here. We've got an overtime period. The Rock Lobsters have been into overtime games the last 2 games in a row, and they've won both of them, whether it be the Garrett Milan highlight reel goal to win it in overtime against Monroe on Thursday or the shootout against the Moccasins on Saturday night. Overtime coming up after this. Back here in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, and what's very interesting about these two teams going into an overtime period is the fact the Rock Lobsters have done much better with the extra frame of hockey than Carolina has this season. Just within their last 5 games, they've lost in overtime to Port Huron and Blue Ridge. Meanwhile, the Rock Lobsters have won twice in their last 5 games in overtime, just in their last 2 games, both against the Moccasins. Alden loses out on the draw to Ford. Alden Picard trying to get a view of it's Joe Kolatarsi, the third Rock Lobster on the ice. Pensive start here for Carolina. Clay Keeley starts to pick up some speed. Carolina gets in behind. Bostat decides to play it himself risky, but able to poke the puck away from Kramer. Picard. Wrist shot. Saved by Cavalieri again. It's one of those things where both goaltenders have been so good in this game, you almost kind of want it to go to the shootout. Again, you don't want to risk your cardiovascular health already more than you have in this game, but it's just already been so entertaining. If it was decided to see on which goaltender stood tallest in the shootout, it would be so electric. Shinkarik, Milan, and Johnson out for the Rock Lobsters. You have to imagine this is the top 3-on-3 unit for the Rock Lobsters. Pastuca for Panacek. Back to Pastuca. Redirection out in front. And Salak forces a save out of Bostet. Interesting there, Carolina elect to go 3 forwards on that unit. Their line that they call the check line. We're all out there together. Steve Martinson is keeping his top unit out there. And here comes Garrett Milan. Looking reminiscent of his OT winner. Drops it back to Shinkarik. Rock Lobsters win. Score from Carter Shinkarik as the captain buries Carolina in overtime to take the 2 points. What's going on here? Body language looks strange. It's because we're just looking at the Carolina side, and here are the Rock Lobsters to celebrate. It's that pair once again. How often do you talk about the chemistry between a forward and a D-man? It was Milan and Shinkarik that combine in overtime once again. I just realized my clock is still running. They combine once again as Milan drops it back. Shinkarik has one of the very best wrist shots in the FPHL. It was on full display there as he rings one in past Cavalieri, the first time that either goaltender was beaten today. Carolina not happy about something, asking a lot of questions of the officials. Not sure if they want an offside call, but the captain, Batista, makes sure that Schnapp gets out of the face of the official. And that leads us right into our 3 stars of the night. Third star of the night will go to the goal scorer, Carter Shinkarik. Of course, he's the ultimate decider in this game, but with how the 2 goaltenders played in this matchup, you feel like you have to give them their plaudits. Star number 2 on the night will be Mario Cavalieri. Had some tremendous saves, made some highlight reel saves in this game, but he ultimately falls in the end as he's beaten by the Rock Lobster captain. And then the first star of the night, 2 back-to-back great goaltender performances for the Rock Lobsters. Last Saturday, it was Josh Rosenzweig. This Saturday, it's Jack Bostet, who finishes the game with 34 saves on the night. What a performance for him, the 25-year-old from Janesville, Wisconsin. So there's really not much to recap in terms of events. We saw a real back to end-to-end game. I'm having trouble right now even collecting my thoughts because even though there was 1 goal in it that came in overtime, still a lot happened, a lot of opportunities that were open for both teams in this game. And ultimately what came down to the Rock Lobsters winning this game was their penalty kill. Despite them going down to a 5-on-3 at one point, their positioning on the kill made Carolina look very pensive in their approach. And because of that, the Rock Lobsters were able to keep them out. That forced the game into overtime. And when you get the trio of Johnson, Milan, and Shinkarik on the ice at the same time, you have that feeling that something good is going to happen for the good guys, and it did. Milan drops it back for Shinkarik. He lasers one past Cavalieri. Shinkarik, with his 5th goal of the campaign, that puts him at 16 points on the year. He came into this game leading the FPHL in assists with 11. He's been the playmaker for the Rock Lobsters thus far and gets himself in on the goal scoring once again, the first selection in the 2024 FPHL expansion draft. Also, what a quick game. It felt like we still just started only a matter of hours ago. It was an overtime game, and it was done in 2.5. We hate to leave you this early, but there's still a lot more hockey to be played in the month of November. The Rock Lobsters take on an in-state foe for the first time next Saturday at 7:05 p.m. Rock Lobsters against the Columbus River Dragons. I'll be there in person. It's going to be a special one. You're not going to want to miss it. The Rock Lobsters had a big test this weekend. They passed, but Columbus has yet to lose a game in the FPHL this season. Will the Rock Lobsters give them that bad feeling, that bad sting for the first time in 2024-25 season? On behalf of everyone at the Athens Rock Lobsters and all of our great sponsors and partners, this is Mattine Rad saying so long and thank you for tuning in tonight. The Rock Lobsters defeat the Carolina Thunderbirds in their own barn 1-0 in overtime. Carter Shinkarik gets the goal. Jack Bostet, a great performance in between the pipes. We'll see you next time.